If you're a student in Vancouver or you're just starting to branch out from your parents and live on your own, there's a good chance that at some point you'll live with a roommate. It's not an easy thing to live with a brand new person. You don't have the shared history and obligations that come from getting along with siblings or listening to your parents. Yes, the business of being a roommate is a risky one. You can lose trust in an instant, and all the little things that you love about yourself can annoy the shit out of your new roomie. But don't be afraid, my nifty evolutioner, because this week I'm showing you how to be a good roommate. With Evolution 1079, I'm Chris Pratap. All right, Evolution, this is your how-to video, but before I explain you what kind of how-to it is, this is the essentials. This is the important stuff that you need to know. It is 9:35 on a Thursday morning. I have a tuna sandwich purchased from a Petro 7-Eleven, the quality of which is questionable. It looks more like paste than anything else. We'll get a couple of customary bites, I guess. Actually, no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's something about the cheap lettuce that goes with the cheap, like the cheap tuna, that makes it all work together. Okay, let's go inside. A couple of more bites. So we have a super, super quiet. Sydney. Sydney.
What?
Wake up. Say hi to Kay.
Oh my god.
This video is all about how to be a good roommate. You like the tuna breath?
It's not.
No, that's too bad. This is how we live.
I feel like I can't fart in my own house. There's so many people here.
She actually farts while she's sleeping.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'll sit here, I'll have coffee, be watching the news, and then Sydney will be farting and sleeping on that couch. I don't know how truthful I want to get on this video, but I feel like, you know, as long as it's about Sydney, we're good. Yeah. So this is like essential to the aesthetic. This is all of Sydney's art that she's done.
Not all of it.
Okay, well, I mean, like she bought this, and then a couple of them were given to her as a gift, but then
One
this,
of them was a gift.
this is mine. It's a cookie jar, actually, full of clean napkins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many do you think are in here?
Count them.
1, 2, 3. Hey, there's a basketball. Berry Skittles that Sydney would have never found. It was all a ruse, you know? She's like, why aren't there cookies in here? I'm like, oh, they don't keep cookies in here. Fucking got candy on the bottom. And then jasmine green tea. Can you actually see that in there, Kay? Oh, you can't. That's it. That's empty. Boom. That's the whole apartment right there. Oh, and then the TV. No, we're not going in your room. Maybe we'll go in her room. The relationship with your roommate is a major thing. It's the person you share a space and a large portion of your time with, especially if you're a homebody. Your home is your nesting space, where you go to recharge after a busy and stressful day. Why wouldn't you take the necessary steps to make sure that it's calm, relaxed, enjoyable? You could spend time listening to music, binging Netflix, or drawing. The first step towards building better roommates is to ask each other important questions. The questions that get to the inner essence of who you both are as people.
Okay.
First question.
What is your favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
My favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Ooh, favorite breakfast? It's got to be tea, Indian tea. Sourdough toast, on the pan, butter, sweet tea. That's like ideal, perfect. I don't even need eggs. Don't even need nothing else. What about you? What's your favorite breakfast?
I don't really have one. I guess Eggs Benedict. I love Eggs Benny. I really like Egg McMuffins too, but like, you know, not McDonald's ones, like just homemade ones.
Not McDonald's muffins, homemade ones.
Well, no, like Egg McMuffins, like, you know, the ham and egg sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next question. Oh, here, I got a question for you.
All right.
Who was your first crush?
My first crush?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's subjective. I guess, like, my first real crush was in the first grade.
Wait, how is it subjective?
Because, like, I guess I had, like, a boyfriend in preschool, but, like,
Jesus.
you know, this doesn't really count.
A boy. Oh, yeah,
Because
no,
I was,
that's
like,
not,
3.
Yeah, no, that's just
So the first boy that I ever really had a crush on was this guy named Ryder Mavis.
okay.
And I had a crush on him from the 1st grade to the 5th grade.
What a name.
I saw him, like, back in October, November
Uh-huh.
at Fortune. And, like, I swear, even then I was, like, nervous. All these years later, I still was like, oh my gosh, it's him.
What was it about him?
I don't know. I think it was his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first crush was Amber Harper. Amber Harper. And I remember I stayed in while recess was going on to write her a note, a love note, and put it in her desk. So it's grade 1. I stayed behind with my friend Ryan. Ryan was much more experienced at this kind of stuff. I wasn't. So when I'm writing the note, the love note, he told me to use a purple crayon. And I remember asking him, I said, I'm like, why a purple crayon? And he had this lisp. And he turns to me and he goes, because purple's a sexy color. The second step to becoming a better roommate is learning about their interest and what defines them as a person. When we take an interest in learning about someone's passions, we learn about the things that are important to them. Someone who loves a garden doesn't just love plants. They might appreciate the peacefulness of nature or working with their hands. Maybe they get a sense of fulfillment from watching something grow out of their efforts. Or maybe they just want to pour out a little cream soda vape juice and blow smoke like a choo-choo. Okay, we're here at Big Cloud Vape. Greg's gonna give us the vape down. The vape down.
Oh, heck yes.
Sydney, how long have you been vaping for now?
Legally, about a year and a week. Not legally, since I was 16. Okay, so when I was in high school, I used to hang out with all the smokers, and this one kid like brought a vape one day, and it was like really old. This was like when I was like 15, and he was like so stingy with it. Like he never let anyone try it. Only like his best friend was allowed. And so like forever, I just wanted to try vape. And then when I moved to the Sunshine Coast, I got a friend, and he vaped, and so I started vaping with him. And he had 2 vapes, so like when we hung out, he'd always set up the other vape for me to use.
I've
That's where it
literally,
started.
I've literally seen her get up in the morning off the couch, and like in a slumber, she's getting like her phone, and then automatically just reaches for the vape, knows exactly where it is, and then goes into her room.
Without looking.
No, she knows exactly where it is, like a mother, yeah, like a mother with her child.
Wiping the sleep out of you.
Yeah. What is it? What is exactly a vape juice?
Well, it's comprised of basically vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, food grade flavorings, nicotine if you wish to have nicotine in your liquid, and sometimes, but not always, distilled water.
I love the funky colors.
They're actually not that hard to make at home.
Okay, so Sid, what's your setup here? You got your rig.
Okay, so I have this little Nord that I actually bought here. I got it a couple weeks ago because it's easier to carry around. It's more low key. And then this one here is like my box mod, and that's what I use for tricks, or like if I'm at the house, or these were like, okay, so in my time, these weren't really a thing. Now this is like what all the kids are using. This is what we used, so it's like OG to have a box mod.
Is it necessary for a person to have this much paraphernalia for vaping?
Depends on the user. There are some people that are more into the hobby sense of it, so they kind of collect a couple of different little devices and stuff. But mainly, if you're just using it just to quit smoking, then no, it's totally not necessary to get yourself set up with a whole bunch of different things. But sometimes it just naturally happens. You buy a device, you don't really like it, you buy a new one.
So Greg is going to tell us Greg, you've had roommates before, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Worst roommate story, or one of the worst roommate stories.
Me and my buddy rented out a basement suite once. He's a construction worker, and this guy, a couple of times, cut his toenails in the living room with his foot propped up on the coffee table and left his toenails on the coffee table. It's like, bro, you just don't do that in a shared space.
Not gonna lie, I definitely cut my toenails out in the living room, but I clean it up.
But
Oh, yeah.
You clean it up afterwards, yeah.
You know, like a rogue one though, a rogue one's a rogue one. You're not going to be able to get everyone.
Well, as long as it flies off behind the couch or something, or like past the TV.
Yeah, it's gonna be far away.
Yeah, okay, so I'm guilty of that for sure. I'm notorious for that. Sydney's tricks. The final phase to becoming a better roommate is to be there through the painful times. Normally being there for a roommate means tending to the wounds of a painful rejection. Maybe it's from that super confident sandwich artist at the Subway inside the mall, the one with the tattoos and the industrial piercings with the obscure name named after like a color, like chartreuse. Or consoling you after finding out that your hometown high school ex-boyfriend is now dating your ex-BFF Stacey Baxter, when you had a feeling she was into him the whole time you guys were together anyway. Whatever the crisis, being with them through the hard times is a bonding experience. Your new roommate will know you've got their back when the going gets hard. And that you're not above making a fake Instagram account to stalk Stacey Baxter. Stacey, you bitch. How many pics of horses do you need on your Instagram anyway? Sometimes, however, Sometimes it might mean real physical pain. So part of being a good roommate there is being through,
Okay, I start now, okay?
yeah, being with somebody through the bad times, and getting your back waxed can be a really bad time. And you're going to help me through this, Sydney.
I can't wait. Are you ready?
You got to, okay. You got to do it real quick, you know?
Yeah, I
And you
know.
got to hold it taut, too.
But you have to hold. You go this side easy for you.
Tran, I don't trust her, you know?
Yeah. I can help you.
Ready?
Yeah, but hold up the.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. And yeah.
And then
Just
pull.
Yeah, pull. See, so clean. One time more.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay. Also a bonding
Want to wipe
experience.
the cap on? It's not.
Getting waxed
Yes.
by your roommate. Oh!
Sorry, that one was a little long.
I know, you got to do it. Like, you got to do it one shot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was like too long. My arm didn't extend out far enough. It was too short to do it.
Let's do it fast. Yeah. Okay. More? You want more? Oh, that's not.
I think I'll let you do it.
Okay.
I tortured him enough.
Whether you're renting a couch for an extended stay on Airbnb or sharing a bunk bed above a pizza shop on Commercial, I hope this little video has you on your way to being a better roommate. With Evolution 1079, I'm Chris Bertet.